And we're live. Hi, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you who are watching us as live or replay. Welcome to another session of Mom Talks. I have here with me 𝒍𝒂𝒔𝒕𝒊𝒒, my mentor from Australia. Welcome,
Hi Ritu.
𝒍𝒂𝒔𝒕𝒊𝒒.
Hi Ritu, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
So, to all of you watching us, today our topic is creating lasting changes in our lives. So, all of us live a life where we are always thinking, oh, I need to change something about my life. It could be about our health, it could be about our finances, it could be our career progression, it could be about getting a bigger house, anything, right? Always we would like to have some sort of progress, and that means we need a positive change in our lives. But do we look for a lasting change? Because only a lasting change will take us forward and keep pushing us forward. If we just look for a temporary change, it'll just happen and then we're back to the same old routine. So, at some point, all of us face either an issue or we look at others' lives and get aware, and then we all feel like we need a lasting change. And that will change our lives. And that's what we're talking about today. So, what I've understood is having our lives just living like that, when we think about creating lasting changes, it's obviously first a thought. We think first, and then we try to convince ourselves that, okay, there needs to be a change. That's a realization. After the realization, we try to analyze our pattern. If it's a health related thing, we look at our workout routine or we look at our diet, and then we try to probably contact a nutritionist or a dietitian, or we look at it ourselves and try to remove things or try to reduce the quantity of things that we consume or add a workout routine or things like that. Now, that's how it works. First it's a thought realization, and then try to create a change, but try to practice it every day,
Hmm.
right? Now, it probably is also not probably, it's the same when it comes to creating a positive mindset as well. When we realize we're getting into this vicious cycle of getting negative and negative and negative and going into a downward spiral, we have to realize that we're getting into this negativity pattern and we need to get out of it as soon as possible. And that's the same in every sector of our life where we want to create a lasting change. So, first, it needs to be a thought, realization, creating a change in the pattern, and trying to do it every day. Now, in my life, nobody's perfect, but in my life, I was a person who was very unaware. I'm sorry, but I was really very unaware about how I need to manage my finances. All that I knew was I'm a structural engineer, I'm earning well, I'm having good monetary benefits, I'm having all other associated benefits like health insurance for my family, everything. So I just thought, just live like that, just live. Yeah, obviously, we'll do a little bit of saving, but and for emergency funds, but I never had the vision to think about investment. I never had the vision to create a side hustle. I never had the understanding or the awareness that any moment this company whom I've been giving my life and soul to can ask me to leave.
Yep.
Yeah. And that was foolish of me, because I remember my husband keep telling me, he kept telling me that, what, this will all go away one day. What are we
Hmm.
going to do as a family? We need to think about it. So this is the thing that I think was something that helped me create a lasting change. And that was me being terminated from the company. Sometimes we only create lasting changes when we go through pain or when we see others going through pain, you know. So we sort of have to go through that.
Hmm.
And that's what happened to me. When I was terminated after 6.5 years in the company, And after literally not having time for myself and my little one, just living in the company, like I even asked them, just give me a bed, I'll sleep here as well. you know I used to
Yeah.
even go and make breakfast there, just have oats there.
Hmm.
So as I was terminated, I just quickly realized that that's it.
Yep.
Especially when you're an expatriate in the Middle East,
Hmm.
it's all your visa gets cancelled within so much duration. So then it's like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do?
Hmm.
That's when I realized, what? Before I search for another job in this field, I've got to create a side hustle because I made the mistake, right, of
Hmm.
not doing it or
Yep.
doing proper investment. And I started searching online actively. And that's how I found Precheti and the online business and said, see, listen, I want to make a change in my life. And I
Hmm.
want it to be a lasting one, right? It can't be something like, oh yeah, today I look into it, tomorrow no. It
Yeah.
has to be something which is going to be a sustainable, side hustle, which
Hmm.
will be there even if I go for work, or if I say no, I don't want to go for work, I just want to stay at home.
Hmm.
Work hard for 2 to 3 years and get a very solid stream of income.
Hmm.
So I decided to make that change. I thought about it. I realized that I had been a fool for so many years and
Hmm.
said, okay, what am I going to do? I started doing a lot of research. And then I said, what? I'm going to look into the complimentary webinar and see what this is about. And spoke to
Hmm.
my mentor, and she helped me out. So this is the lasting change that I brought into my life, apart from all the other things. You know,
Hmm.
I'm sure that once you put into a difficult spot, or you put into a place where you've got to think outside the box, is
Hmm.
when you start realizing that I need to make a change in life.
Yep.
And that cannot be something that's a temporary change. That needs to be something that's lasting. Now,
Hmm.
Prashant, over to you, because
Hmm.
I'm sure a lot of people must be thinking, yeah, she's just talking about creating lasting change, lasting change, lasting change.
Hmm.
But how do you do that?
Hmm. Yeah, Ritu. So, yeah, so I know your story and you have put out your story there. And things that you have said, like, I don't have anything more to add on to it. I'll just, I don't have anything to, like, I'm just stressing on the points that you already told me, like, or told the audience. Like, so you were saying, like, you wanted a change, but, you did not know where to do, what to do. Like,
Yeah,
you stayed where you were, like,
yeah,
you were just thinking for years and years about having a side hustle, or like having some sort of a change in your finances, but you never got to it. Why? Because you were just thinking about it, you
yeah,
never took action about it, isn't it?
yeah,
So the other
correct.
thing is, like, so for anything that we need, like, we should have a thought, like, that's those are the points that I'm just going to stress on, like what you have already told on, but I'm just stressing those points. Okay, so as we know, like any change we need to make, it requires a lot of energy from us until it becomes
Absolutely.
a habit. You were saying, like, until we do it persistently, or like, consistently, it never
Yeah,
becomes our habit, isn't it?
yeah,
So to create a lasting change, we need to practice it every day in our life. Okay, so change is difficult. Okay, and Ritu, you were saying, like, about you had an accidental change, to be honest. Like,
yes,
it was not, it was very it was like incidental. It didn't happen because you were you expected it, or you never thought about that you will lose a job. Okay, so but that change became like that. But for me, my change was more of a plan change. Okay, so I can say it can be very rewarding. Okay, so because for me, like, if I tell about myself, like, I worked for years and years in my career, like, so almost 12 years I worked, like, full time, like,
yeah,
as a nurse, and different roles in my nursing job. But I never thought, like, I can come down on my hours, because I couldn't even think about having my income low. Like,
correct.
I was thinking that was all life. Okay, that was all. Like, we need money for everything. We need. So I also have my own dreams. It's not just making money for myself. I don't think I'm a greedy person, but we literally we need money for everything, and that
Yeah.
was what. And I had dreams to accomplish in my life, so that was why I was like, I want money. I need money for it, like, to accomplish all those dreams myself and for others also.
Yeah.
But then, I like, as soon as I had that thought diverted to my family, I was thinking it shouldn't just be that way. Like, my kids also need me. Like, it's
Yeah.
not just me working. Like, my kids need me. Like, even if finances go down, I don't mind. Like, there are some memories that we create for our family or for kids, like, which are lasting. Okay,
Yeah.
rather than, so those are like, memories are the lasting changes. It's not just the money or the toys that we bring to the, or the food that we bring to the table is not what our kids are going to remember the next day. Okay,
Correct. Yeah.
so that was my thought about changing. Okay, so like, I'll just correlate to that. So what happened is, so we all have this thing in our mind. Okay, but we never get to it. Okay, so
Yeah.
that is my first point. So get specific about it. Okay, that you might have something to change, but you cannot be specific about it. So what the best thing to do is write it down. Okay,
Yeah.
write it down in small part. You think what crazy she is, but it really gives you a clarity on where to start. Okay,
Yeah.
suppose you find, like, so Ritu, myself, we all found this opportunity, but of this business, but we never had an idea where to start. Okay, but then we had a wonderful, like, we have mentors in our community where they guide us through. Okay, start with this. Okay, that's what we tell everyone. Start with the webinar. Okay, unless you see that webinar and you get the questions about it, you never know. Okay, what is happening in this, isn't it? Unless you have some information, how do you proceed with it? Okay, so the first thing, start somewhere. Okay, so write down where you're going to start. Okay, so then you will be able to analyze what are the negatives and the positives of each step that you're taking. Okay, so the next thing that you do is then plan your goal. Okay, whether the changes in your health or your career or your family or literally habits or anything, a goal without a plan is futile. That's what I've always learned in it. Suppose, like, I see a lot of people, like, who plan, like, on December 31st, they take a plan from January 1st. I'm going to the gym, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Like myself also, like, things that I have done without writing down a plan has always been futile. Okay, I planned, like, on December 31st, from 1st of January, I will go for regular walks. Okay, it never happened because I never took it seriously in my life. Okay, so, but it happens once in a while, it happens, but it has not become a habit, or it has not become a routine for me because I never planned it. Okay, I
Yeah.
never planned. So from last week, I thought, okay, I lost 2 weeks of it. Okay, so this time I'm going to plan. I just wrote it in my diary. This day I'm going to go for a walk at this time. Okay, so that is what I did. So so what happens when you write it down? Okay, naturally you will have a push within yourself to do things when you plan it out and write it there. At least you will think, okay, my family is going to see what I've written and they'll tease me about it, because that's happened to me also. Okay, so that is one of my tiny inspiration, actually. Like, okay, that embarrassing moment, I can't face that, so that has become my inspirational note. Okay, so that is why I always tell, write down a plan and be specific about, write, like, objectively, right? Like, write the time, write the day, like, like, be specific about it. Then, so suppose we ask you to watch a webinar, you make a day for it and then write it down, like, this day I'm going to watch it. Okay, I will watch it. Okay, and then I'll get back to this person, get a time for it. Okay, so then you will have a specific plan for yourself. Okay, and
Yeah.
you will be having that push to do it, then
Yeah.
follow through and then take action. So that is what Ritu, like, I wanted to reiterate. So Ritu said, you had to take that action, isn't it?
Yeah.
Taking action is the only way you can create a change in your life. And you just need to start. The problem with many of us is, like, we cannot start small. Okay, the only thing you need to do is start small and progress little by little. But many times what we think is, when we try to do, we try to do all at once. Okay, like when we say, like, what's the webinar, you don't have to do it all of us like all at a stretch. I always tell people who tell me, oh, it's too long, take a break. Okay, you have the replay there, you can always go back in. So whatever you do, like start small, try it to do, don't try to do it all at once and attempt to be a hero from zero. Okay, what happens when we try to do that, we hit our head against a brick, and it's very,
Yeah.
very, very, very easy to give up. Okay, so maybe the whole idea of, or my whole advice to you is, whatever you do, focus on the small things, build over time, and it's like, go as a micro change approach. Okay, like starts like little by little each day. Okay, so that comes to mind. This thing, instill some daily motivation. Okay, it's easy to get sidetracked and wax and wane, like when you try hard, working hard towards your dreams. Okay, but you know what, to combat all that, we need to find something or the other to boost our spirits. It could be meditation, it could be some motivation talks or something like that. Okay, the main thing is, like, that's why we have in our community, we have weekly training sessions. Okay, it's not like we do a training, like how to market on social media, all that we do, but we also have like inspirational people, like who come and give us a talk. Okay, it's just to motivate us, like and to encourage us on what we are doing. Okay, so the main thing is to be persistent. Okay, as Ritu was saying, like, we need to continuously do it. So that's the whole idea of it. So be persistent, follow through, and never give up. Eventually you will get there, it's just a matter of time.
Yes.
That's all I have to tell.
Thank you, Preciate. That was pretty specific. Writing it down, trying to
Yeah.
make small changes and be persistent. That's exactly what we need to do to make a lasting change in life. So I hope all of you had, listen to what we've said, and hope you guys have some feedback for us. Please let us know if you have any form of feedback. It could be positive or constructive criticism, or it
Mhm.
could also be where you would like to know more about the business. Please comment below or message us directly, and we can guide you to make
Yeah.
small steps towards a lasting change in your lives. All right. So thank you so much, and we'll meet again on another episode of Mom Talks. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.